What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Bristol City career mode. This is going to be season 2 of our career, and if you don't want any spoilers, go watch the first episode. I'll give you a second to do that. Right, well, we got promoted to the Premier League through the playoffs. We came 6th in the Championship, and boy, we did it in such a style. If you haven't watched the first episode, then please go and watch that so you get a bit more of an understanding of what's going to be going on in this episode. We're going to start off by looking at our squad. We're going to be making some decent signings. Going to see how much budget we've got, and yeah, let's get cracking. A couple of players that we lost at the end of last season. We lost Mark Sykes, unfortunately. He didn't want to sign a new contract. Unfortunately, how EAFC do their contracts nowadays, the player has to come to you, and Mark Sykes didn't want it. And Neto Borges, he's gone back to Middlesbrough. I've gone through the squad. I've gone to see who we're going to sell, who we're going to send out on loan. But as I did in the last episode, I'll show them as I go along, and I'll tell you when we've signed some players. We've got one player coming up from the youth academy, and that is going to be Lee Story. So looking at the current budget that we've got, this is before any pre-season matches. We have got £40 million to play with. So we're not going to be able to make loads of signings. We're just going to have to be a bit smart with our money. Well, they say never fall in love with a loan player, but we've got him on a permanent now. I know it's a few years later, but the season he had with Bristol City was absolutely unbelievable. We needed a new striker that was very well proven, and there's no one better than Tammy Abraham. Managed to sign him from Roma for 7.5 million, which in my opinion is an absolute bargain. Here we go, another Premier League proven player. It is Steves from Burnley, who got relegated last season, are back down in the Championship. He's way too good to be in the Championship, so we took advantage and we brought him to Bristol City for this Premier League season. We managed to get him for £13 million. What an absolute bargain. Another signing coming through the door from Wolves. We needed a right back. Tanner was not too bad, but he was a bit slow, so we needed someone with a little bit more pace on that wing back. So we managed to get Chochoa, I believe that's how you say it. Managed to get him for £7 million plus Emil Rees. Right, we're going to have a bit of a break from signings. We're only down to £7 million now, so we're going to wait and see if we can sell any other players. Our first outgoing is here. Ross McCrory's going back to Scotland to Rangers for £1.95 million. Joe Lumley is going to Genoa for £930,000. Hayden Roberts is going to Wolfsburg for a season-long loan. And Yeboah is going to Sheffield United for a season-long loan. Tane Anderson is going out on a season-long loan. Unfortunately, Sackfiner wanted out of the club, so he's going to Braga for £1.4 million. Sinclair Armstrong is going to Fulham for a season-long loan. Well, we needed a decent backup for Fitek in goal, so we got Benitez, I should say. Improve our defence a little bit more. We have brought in Jordan Boss from Feyenoord for £8.5 million. Charlie Gregory has gone to Ipswich for a season-long loan, and Campbell Slowey has gone for 2 years on a loan. And unfortunately, Max Bird wanted out of the club. He's gone to Latium for £10 million. We've had to dip back down to the Championship for one more signing. Tommy Doyle is coming from Wolves for £7.5 million. He is going to be our Max Bird replacement. Right, it's the first game of our pre-season friendlies. We've got Real Oviedo. This is the team we're going for. Let's just see how we get on. And it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Lee Story is going out on a season-long loan to Spezia. Our second pre-season friendly is against Deportivo Alaves. That is definitely not how you say it, but let's just see how we get on. Quick sim, and we lose 3-2. Josh Stokes is going out on a season-long loan. Our final pre-season friendly is against AC Monza. Unfortunately, Abraham has picked up an injury, so I'm assuming Mayulu is going to be filling in that spot. So let's see how we get on. And we win 2-0. Hogg is going out on a season-long loan to, unfortunately, Cardiff. Unfortunately, Randall wanted out of the club, so he's going to Hoffenheim for £6.5 million. I'm not going to lie, we've had to dip into the free agent market for a couple of players. So Anderson, a centre-back, is coming in. And 16-year-old Bonnet is coming in as well. Knight Labelle is going out on a season-long loan. Adam Murphy is going out on a season-long loan. Elijah Morrison is going to Preston for 2 years out on loan. So first game of the Premier League season, we have got Arsenal at home. Here we go. This is going to be a start of a journey. Might not be as successful as last year, but let's see how we get on with our first game. And it is a 1-1 draw. Interesting. This is what we love to see. In our first round of the Carabao Cup, we beat Cardiff City 2-0 with our second team. And what I believe will be our last transfer, Leo Pekova, is going on a season-long loan. And that is the transfer window done. And now let's simulate to January and see how we're getting on in our first season in the Premier League. Well, I'm not going to lie, I was not expecting this. We have made it to January and we are currently in 10th place with 24 points, which is actually pretty unbelievable. We're above Man United at the moment, so, you know, a few of my friends aren't going to be happy with that. Thought I'd have a quick look at the stats at January. And Tammy Abraham, welcome back to Bristol City. 17 goals already this season, 15 of them in the Premier League. Jesus, this guy, he needs to come back to Bristol City. So there's not really anything to do in January, so we're going to skip all the way to the end of the season. Maybe a couple of games before, if there's going to be a game that is going to be interesting to play. So let's see how we're going to get on. So we are close to the end of the season. We've only got 1 or 2 games left. Nothing really to play for. I'll show you the standings after this game. But we're going to play against the top team in the league at the moment, which is currently Liverpool. Enough. In 1994, Bristol City managed to beat Liverpool in the FA Cup 1-0. I know that's going back a long time, even before when I was born, but we haven't played Liverpool since, and that's the only fact I've got, really. So let's get into this game. Let's see if we can recreate that. Well, Auto Brain went into play and I accidentally quick simmed the game, but we lost 4-3 in the end. So as we didn't get to play that last match, we luckily got one more game in the Premier League for this season. It is away to Nottingham Forest. And that is going to be full time. A very exciting first half, but a very boring second half. Nothing happened, unfortunately, but we did get the win 3-2 against Nottingham Forest. We cannot complain about that. What a win to finish off our first season in the Premier League. So after our first season in the Premier League, we have finished 12th in the table on 45 points. We are 11 points out of relegation, which unfortunately sees Fulham, Leicester and Southampton going back down to the Championship. But then we are quite a way off from any European competitions. We're around 20 to 25 points away from that. But we are still in the Premier League for next season, so we've got big plans ahead. So looking at the player stats for this season, and no other man than Abraham to get us the goals. 28 goals this season, 25 in the Premier League, which is absolutely incredible. Mehmeti getting 15 goals and 8 assists as well. Twine getting the 9 and 6. Even Tommy Doyle, who was a very last minute decision to get in, has ended up being very good for us. So we'll absolutely take that. The only player that is going to be going at the end of the season is Sam Morsey. He is 35 now. He's dropping down in rating, so he doesn't even want a contract, so he is going to be going. Missed out on the transition for this one, but we have had a player sale at the end of May. Hirakara wanted out, so he's going to Wrexham for £2.2 million. And that's the same with Rob Atkinson. He's going to Seville for £4 million. We also had 2 of our youngsters that we brought up from the academy. Both 16, they're both going out on a season-long loan. So that is going to be the end of Season 2 and the end of the episode. If you did enjoy it, then please smash that like button and subscribe if you want more of this content. I am looking forward to carrying this on, seeing how Bristol City get on next season in the Premier League. Hopefully we can make some big signings next season, because there's a couple of areas I would like to focus on. If there's any players you think would be good for Bristol City next season, then please let me know in the comments. Thank you and see you later.